Bediako, but some people call me Freedom Jacob Caesar and Cheddar. Maybe I should use this point to explain who Cheddar or what Cheddar means to everyone. It means money. I like it. I like money, and I guess we all like money, but I don't worship money. I don't. And through my speech, you will get to understand where I stand.
Mama Kwaba, Ebo Dia Sampa TV. I am Musumfu, Udia Sampani. Obadi na bi kwan amam. Ye hina ho ye mi didi sa nso na won so ho ye. Nana Kwame Bediako. Oko TUC. Ene omo ekwedi nkita ahodie. Ye ka TUC a ebi awo a wonim Trade Union Congress. Ewo Ghana ahanom. Na wei na one omo kohia ye no. Ono omo di nkomo ahodo bebre. Na nsembisa ahodo aya na media fo no ebisa no na ahemfa na wunya wusika na ekwan ba so na wunya wusika wachirem achire nnwuma ahodo nso woye eho na wama enchiremu no ankasa efa ekwan efa so onya ni sika ne CC anu so no ekwan enam so o make millions of cedis na afi nso no eba ne se ne din ne life experience bi ne nkofo bi ebi ohu as ni role model so no de ehun ensam de atudwa we na me pese me no so ehye sane ebe ya ebi a so kan nkofo omo nhwe enisuadu no ekuta no opese ode bro man no nemum Ghana journalist fo abaya nsembisa yetumi bisa na ne se ehfa na onya ni sika ehfa na onya ni sika na otwen adwen so kwasi okọ CCTV obi asem obisa no eso ye be react to sa video nti ene de me pese meko ho no ba ansa na ebeko na yakwoti Nana Kwame Bediako mesro se ne da edikan we shi udi Asampa TV obe subscribe to channel no obe share no like na fi watch wadwen comment section no ase efi nso on the July 1st ye kwakoya adoye ebia wani je so opese oboa me na de sele hye sa amobrohunfo akomamu ane omanijie mu dia ene me number na gu ase on say ye mo sika drink bibia obetumi da support no fa number na frame na yendi hu nkita o de se ne be ya mensa ebreka yenko enkotie Nana Kwame Bediako emre
Nana Kwame Bediako, but some people call me Freedom Jacob Caesar and Cheddar. Maybe I should use this point to explain who Cheddar or what Cheddar means to everyone. It means money. I like it. I like money, and I guess we all like money, but I don't worship money. I don't. And through my speech, you will get to understand where I stand with money. And freedom, it's a name and a character that I have built. It took me 10 years of my life to build the character Freedom Jacob Caesar. Today you get to find out the real meaning of these three names. The freedom is what Africa has been looking for in a very long time. Yes, we have our independence, but it's contractual. I decided to bring the freedom to this continent and to my race. So I started to brand the name Freedom, knowing that we are looking for financial independence, economic independence. So the freedom really stands for that journey that we want to embark on to find this independence. Not the independence from us being free from slave masters, but being able to create our own financial destiny. That's what the freedom is about. And I'm sure you guys understand Jacob. In the Bible, Jacob was one of my favorite people. You know, he wanted to have children. He wanted to have a wife, but for some reason he ended up having 3 wives, because when he had to have the first one, the one he wanted, they didn't bring him. So he had to work again 7 years to get the second one. And then after he got used to it, then he started giving birth with this woman and ended up having 12 children. The problem that Jacob had, I have the same thing. So all the kids were boys, and he was looking for girls, at least one girl. The girl never came. So he had 12 boys. But with my case, when I got to the fourth one, I stopped. I realized that I'll become Jacob if I keep going. Because they're all boys. They're all boys. And I can't say I'm going to look for a girl until I get a 12th one. The reason why I stopped is because it's good to have a child, but it's very expensive to take care of them. And if you can't, then don't bring them to this world, because you're causing them a harm. And that's how we should be as human beings. We should be able to genuinely help people, or if not, then let's not put them in a situation when they will suffer or why they will suffer. Again, this is a point for me to introduce myself again to TUC. My name is Nana Kwame Bediako, and that's my birth name. But today, you know Freedom Jacob. You just didn't know Caesar. Caesar is just a person with a ruler's instincts. Someone who has a revolutionary consciousness. I am that person. So my three names really define the person that I am. But Nana Kwame Bediako, it's simply that someone who has come to fight to win. So let me start by telling everybody here where I came from. My mother, a very great woman, a strong believer. My father's father, all the children, they died, one after one, after one, after one, after one. My father was the 9th baby. He survived. So he was supposed to be in Kroma, but they called him Bediako. And so out of the 5 children of my mother, I was the last one. And here's my story, how I grew up. I grew up partly in Kumasi, partly in Accra, partly in England, back to Accra. I've been around. But you see, some of us have traveled, but we never came back. Life is a journey, and it's very difficult when you walk forward to return. My experience was to walk back to the soil that I belong to. And that's my home, Ghana. This was 2001. I'm sure every young child was dreaming to go to England or America. I already had a vision for Africa. So for most people who don't truly know me, I like to open up myself with this opportunity that I've been given by TUC. So by the end of my speech and this discussion, you can ask me more about myself. Returning to Ghana was something that looked like I wasn't going to make it in life. In fact, when I was coming back from England, I was in economy side, and I saw a magazine that was in the back seat of the chair, and it read, Africa, Hopeless Continent. The magazine was published by The Economist. Today, I'm confessing here that it's one of the things that inspired me the most, that I will do whatever it takes, not only to change Ghana, but to make Africa become a hopeful continent. And that's my belief, that's my responsibility, that's my vision. And although it looks impossible, it only looks impossible to you. But for me, that's what I want to do. I had an interview with a young man, I think, on City, and he asked me about my degree. He asked me if I had a degree, and I said no. I dropped out of university. Then he asked me that, so if I don't have a degree, then why do I say I want to be president to control all of these scholars and these professors and all of this? So when he said that, I asked him a question back, that what did the people with the scholars and the degrees, what did they do for you? in 20 years, in 30 years, in 40 years, you're still in the same problems. You see, the point I'm trying to make here is that as a nation, we have turned our minds to some sort of education that makes us become egotistic, and we have a lot of pride. What is the point of having a degree when your economy is running down, when you can't create jobs for your people? What is the point of us educating our children for 21 years? That is a lot of investment, only to find out after that they have no jobs. See, I like education, but it's important that we start to educate our people about the resources that belongs to us, that we are going to use that resources to create jobs amongst ourselves and build economic prosperity amongst ourselves. This dignity makes us stronger as a person than a degree that has been certified by an academic platform who is not going to guarantee you your future. Your country, your people, your nation, your resources guarantees your future. If you are able to turn it around, your future is guaranteed, and not only your future, but your children, because it will be a template that starts everything. And on that note, I would like to start by the story of TUC in 1945 when it was formed. I mean, I don't think any of us here was born. Today, you're all part of TUC, and I want to become a part of it. Can you picture and can you imagine if from 1945 we had built 1,000 unions like TUC? Can you picture the amount of degrees we would have given to people in life? Can you imagine the amount of jobs we would have created for people? And can you imagine how much wealth we would have built together as a country by 1,000 of this collaborative effort? Well, I would like at this point to congratulate TUC for what you're doing for this country. And I want a round of applause for that. I put some points here and I would like to highlight on it. I think the first thing is that from afar, I studied the past 5 years and how they have protected the labor union, workers of this country. They have stood by them. I have personally received some letters from this organization from one little mistake that is done to a worker, the TUC responds. And that was the time I began to build interest in this organization. So when I was building the new force, in my mind, I was building myself to partner with the TUC because I liked what I saw. I was watching the government, but the protection for the government was not enough. And I'm not here to lash the government. I'm just sharing pure facts with you. I realized that a private institution is more interested in the country's well-being when it comes to employment than the government itself, who is supposed to be the national governance of this country. So I picked up that interest. And again, I'd like to congratulate the team, the Secretary General, and all the executive members of TUC. You have a history, and that history would be the next thing to change Ghana in partnership of some of the young people who are coming today. You have a network that once we start merging, our voice, our contribution would become powerful in this country, and we will be able to control the narrative of our own political principles by making sure that the government institutionalizes our desires and our thoughts. Now, I belong to a group called Kwale's Group. Kwale is my mother. So now, I would like to share with you what I do, because a lot of people want to know what I do. And they ask me, what is the source of your wealth? Where do you get the money from? In fact, the same young man that was asking me about degree, that was one of his questions. And I asked him that, has he gone to ask some of these politicians who are campaigning with millions of dollars, where did they get the money from? I'm a businessman who have stood up to become a leader. I have proof of where my resources are coming from. But some young person in this country who we stand for has the audacity to ask me this question when he is not bold enough to ask some of the leaders of this country the question he was asking me. Indirectly, I am asking those questions for him too. So back to Kwale's Group. I bring my own architects, my own engineers.
Spanning across 16 floors, all built on.
And I create all of these workers in this country, and I pay them too. And this is my building you're seeing, towering the city.
In homage to the founder's mother, this 5-star short.
This is one of my buildings, Kwale's. My mother is on the side, and I named it after her.
It boasts the individualized service of a hotel with the intimacy of a private residence, complete with social and entertainment spaces. Bel Air Crest
Made in Ghana.
is a secluded 24-unit apartment residence comprised of 1- and 2-bedroom units and 3-bedroom penthouses and rooftop sky bar located in a serene community in Canton. Belgravia is Accra's first fully furnished serviced urban villa community and is representative of Wonder World's trademark maximization concept, showcasing 8 luxury townhouse residences on 2 plots of land, each complete with swimming pool and gym. Double W, Wonder World's first office tower that features a bridge to connect the commercial office building to the residential properties, enabling professionals an unprecedented opportunity to work from where they live with a medical tourism and wellness center. Ant Hill will be the biggest conference and residential space in Ghana.
This I'm about to build. It's called Ant Hill.
Which includes a zoo, housing one of the first tigers in West Africa.
Yeah, my tigers, I guess you guys know already. So I built a zoo for them, finally. And this is a museum I'm building in Ghana.
Graduators is a charitable project that will make sure that graduates don't go back to their parents.
This is for university graduates. They should not move back to their mother's home.
Petronia City under the Quarles Group, the biggest petrochemical industrial hub on Earth.
This is my industrial project in Takoradi.
With manufacturing hubs, technology hub, industrial hubs, and creating millions of jobs and replicating it in different regions and different parts of Africa. This is going to be the spark of the 4th industrial revolution by Kwale's Group.
Thank you. So the reason why I had to share this with you is because I want you to know for the first time, you are talking to a young leader who has already put a team together and built so many projects and is successful before I turned 44. And I have created already an industrial hub that is going to generate billions. So whether the government likes me or the country like me or don't, I love you, and I don't need your permission, neither do I need your consent. I will do it for you, one way or the other, because I have the template. And this is what happened in the world when they gave chances to people like Rockefeller, Andrew Carnegie, all of these people, Henry Ford. They built America. When they gave the chance to the Queen and all of these people, they built their country. Your country needs to be built, and your nation needs to be built. And that is the first essence of development. There is no point we saying that we are a government when we cannot build our nation and develop our country. That template is what I've brought into this country. And I have come with facts. I have come with proof. The buildings are there. They are landmarks. You can see it. You can touch it. I didn't put pictures to come and tell you that I'm going to do this. The industrial park took me a good 3.5 years to buy 2,000 acres from 65 families, 11 subdivisional chiefs, 1 overall chief, and a commission to purchase 1 land. If I'm doing that, it means that I'm trying to tell you that I understand the land policy better. The government is the head of the policy. I am a citizen, but I understand the policy better. So I can do the acquisition and legally make sure it's stabilized. When I finish, I can bring the architects, I can bring the engineers, I can bring the funding, and I can make the project kick off. And when that is happening, there will be jobs, there will be money, there will be investment, there will be returns, there will be development, and there will be achievement. As Africans and black people, this is what the spirits of the likes of our leaders like Kwame Nkrumah and many more. I like to add Kufuor to this list, President Kufuor, as well as Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah is my favorite. I think Kufuor did a great job too. I'm sorry if I don't mention anybody else's name, but you know, being a president is not easy. So congratulations on being the president. But the job of building our nation and our country is extremely important. And so when we built the Qualis Group, people laughed at me. They thought that I'm a dreamer. They said that this child is crazy. He wants to build cities and all of this and that and that. Nobody was helping me. So I built my own development company and my own construction company, my own operation and management company. And then I had a foundation. That is the group. So I started to give myself contracts. Yes, because no one was giving me the money or the help. And so Wonder World will give contract to New Africa Construction. New Africa Construction will build the building. When he finishes, then Belfast will come in and say, I'm the manager. And then when the management is happening, then there is another project coming for Wonder World. Then Wonder World will go in again and say, come New Africa, build. And then New Africa will say, oh, the money is not there. I say, okay, wait, sell this, put this here, put that here. All of this time, I was learning how to manage money, investment, people, assets, wealth. I created it. It was hard times, but that was my best of education. So the young man that asked me about a degree, I would like to answer him right now that I've been to the best university in his life and have acquired so much degree. I have acquired most degrees. Today, I am ready. I am ready for a nation I am ready for a country, and I'm even ready for a continent. And I'd like to use this moment to thank God for this great wisdom that He has bestowed upon me, this knowledge, this courage that is making me do what I do. And I want you to also search for these things, because it's my best weapon and it's also my best asset. Thank you. Thank you very much. I am very, very grateful to receive this manifesto, and I want to say that our policies about the labor sector, this manifesto is going to be a part of it. In fact, the labor union will probably be the ones writing that manifesto for us in our entire manifesto of how the future of our labor platforms should be built. Thank you.
Ano kwamo mianka na awodi nipa pina ekwa tete mu pao amani pampempema wale agu odia sampa spiritual and herbal center awo wo mo yade se wo mbe mu wanya basisi a yade bi tse stroke gonorrhea anabama wale mre e wampamu low sperm count wo mo wano aduro tatahwe ene je sam ne se sabane sunsumu nsema wo mo telete se ye sunsumu aware anasa yare bi ne yade amawo pampabone anabo ana wanya abai amane e court case wo betu charge osisi a enam omadwuma panti ni pampempem ene be fo bokofie ekoye sunsumu nyuma edemom se mosini ene enzimani ekabom dia sunsumu niema asie betu obi age wukunu anasa woyere awaresem adwumasem akwantuom nsem ni nyina ayasumasem fabadan odia sampa spiritual and herbal center obehuyan of
New Kufuridia ejoso ne konongo infinfin aye Ashanti region ehon ma number aye didi juma no aye 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421.
Odia Sampa Spiritual and Herbal Center. You be do us some amount.